Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. How many times have you told yourself, this is the month I'm finally going to get in shape? You start off strong, maybe you hit the gym for a few days, you eat healthy for a week, and then life happens. You get busy, you get tired, you slip up once, and suddenly it feels like you failed. Sound familiar? Here's the truth: changing your body and your life is not about massive, unsustainable efforts. It's about small, powerful habits that actually stick. If you focus on the right things for just 1 month, you can build a foundation that lasts a lifetime. And today, I'm going to give you 4 simple habits that will change everything without burnout, without crazy diets, and without spending hours in the gym. Habit 1. Start your day with movement. The first 5 minutes of your morning are everything. The way you wake up determines your energy, your focus, and your momentum. And yet most people wake up exhausted, hit snooze, and drag themselves through the morning. That ends today. Instead of snoozing, I want you to move. Just 5 minutes, that's stretch. Do some squats, go for a quick walk, whatever gets your body in motion. Science proves that movement first thing in the morning boosts your metabolism, increases dopamine, and improves focus. It doesn't have to be intense, just consistent. Because here's the thing, if you wait until later to move your body, you're rolling the dice. Life will get in the way. But if you start the day with movement, you're setting yourself up for success. And when you win your mornings, you win your day. Habit 2, fuel your body, not just your cravings. Your body is not a trash can. Every bite of food you eat is either fueling you or draining you. And no, I'm not telling you to go on some extreme diet, I'm telling you to make one simple change. For the next 30 days, drink more water, aim for a full glass first thing in the morning, and add 1 nutritious meal to your day. That's it. 1. If you normally grab fast food for lunch, swap in something with protein and veggies. If you usually snack on junk at night, swap it for something with real nutrients. Small, sustainable changes, that's how you win. You don't have to be perfect, just be consistent. The goal isn't to restrict, it's to fuel. Because when you fuel your body, your cravings start to change, your energy skyrockets, and you start making better choices without even thinking about it. Habit 3, win the mental battle with the 5-second rule. Let's be real, your mind is your biggest enemy. You know what you should do, but the moment you think about it, your brain starts coming up with excuses. I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. It won't make a difference. That's why you need the 5-second rule. The moment you feel yourself hesitating, whether it's getting out of bed, making a healthy choice, or starting a workout, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and move. Why does this work? Because hesitation is the killer of action. The longer you wait, the more likely you are to talk yourself out of it. But when you count down and take action before doubt kicks in, you interrupt the pattern. And the more you do this, the stronger your discipline becomes. Habit 4, sleep like it's your superpower. If you're exhausted all the time, no amount of motivation will save you. Your body needs quality sleep to repair, recover, and function at its best. But the way most people sleep, it's a disaster. Late night scrolling, random sleep schedules, and waking up feeling like you got hit by a truck. If you fix your sleep, you fix your energy, your cravings, your focus, everything. And it starts with one simple habit: turn off screens 30 minutes before bed. That's it. No scrolling, no TikTok, no Netflix in bed. Your brain needs that time to unwind and transition into deep sleep. You want to wake up feeling unstoppable? Prioritize your sleep. Treat it like the game changer it is. The secret to lasting change: stack your habits. Now, here's the most important part. These habits work because they are small, doable, and easy to stack together. You're not overhauling your life, you're making micro shifts that lead to massive results. Stretch while your coffee brews. Drink a glass of water before checking your phone. Use the 5-second rule to start your workouts before you talk yourself out of it. Turn off screens right after brushing your teeth at night. The more you stack habits together, the easier they become. And before you know it, these tiny shifts will have transformed your body, your mindset, and your life. Your challenge: 30 days to a better you. You don't need to wait for the perfect time to start. The perfect time is right now. For the next 30 days, commit to these 4 habits, just 1 month. Move every morning. Fuel your body. Use the 5-second rule. Prioritize sleep. That's it. Because here's what I know: if you can stay consistent for 30 days, you will feel a massive shift, more energy, more confidence, more control over your life. And when you feel that change, you'll never want to go back. The way you start your morning sets the tone for your entire day. When you wake up, your body is coming out of a state of rest, and your mind is shifting from unconscious to conscious thought. What you do in those first few moments determines how much energy you have, how focused you feel, and how productive you'll be. Most people make the mistake of starting their day in a way that keeps them tired, sluggish, and unfocused. They hit snooze, roll out of bed, and immediately reach for their phone, scrolling through notifications, social media, or emails. They sit in bed or on the couch for 20 minutes staring at a screen, letting their brain and body stay in a low-energy state. Then, they wonder why they feel groggy all morning, why it takes multiple cups of coffee to wake up, and why they struggle with motivation throughout the day. If you want to change your energy, your focus, and your life, the first thing you need to do in the morning is move. Your body is designed for movement, and the best way to wake up is to activate it. The moment you get up, your goal should be to get your blood flowing, your muscles engaged, and your mind switched on. You don't need an hour-long workout. You don't even need 30 minutes. Just 5 minutes of movement is enough to completely shift your state. Think about the mornings when you wake up feeling stiff or tired. That's because your body has been still for hours. Your circulation is slowed down and your muscles aren't activated yet. When you start your day with movement, whether it's stretching, a short walk, a few jumping jacks, or bodyweight exercises, you signal to your body that it's time to be alert. Your heart rate increases, your blood starts circulating, and your brain gets flooded with oxygen, which immediately helps you feel more awake and focused. Movement also triggers the release of dopamine and endorphins, the chemicals in your brain that make you feel good. That's why even a short burst of activity can lift your mood and make you feel more motivated. Have you ever noticed that when you work out in the morning, you feel more positive throughout the day? That's not a coincidence. It's your body responding to movement by giving you energy and mental clarity. Another major benefit of moving first thing in the morning is that it creates momentum. When you start your day with an action that benefits your body and mind, you're setting yourself up for success in everything else. It's easier to make healthier choices when you've already taken a positive action. It's easier to stay productive when you've already built momentum. It's easier to feel confident when you've started the day with energy instead of exhaustion. People who struggle with motivation often wait for the right moment to start moving. They think they need to feel energized before they can work out or be active. But that's the mistake. Energy isn't something you wake up with, it's something you create. The more you move, the more energy you generate. And once you understand this, everything changes. So how do you actually do this? You make movement non-negotiable. You commit to 5 minutes of intentional activity every morning, no matter what. If you're short on time, do a quick stretch, a few squats, or a brisk walk around your home. If you feel tired, move anyway. If you don't feel like it, count and just start. Within seconds, you'll feel the shift. For those who want to take it a step further, combining movement with natural light in the morning is even more powerful. Stepping outside for a few minutes while you move helps regulate your body's internal clock, improves sleep, and enhances your overall mood. If you can, take your movement outside, even if it's just standing on your porch or walking for a couple of minutes. Over time, this simple habit will transform your mornings. You'll wake up feeling more refreshed. You'll have more energy throughout the day. You'll experience fewer morning slumps and less reliance on caffeine. And most importantly, you'll build discipline to take control of your day instead of letting it control you. It's not about perfection, it's about consistency. 5 minutes every morning, that's it. Move first and watch how everything else falls into place. Everything you put into your body has an impact on your energy, your focus, your mood, and your long-term health. The problem is that most people don't think about food this way. They eat out of habit, out of stress, or simply out of convenience. They grab whatever is quick and easy without realizing that what they consume is either fueling them or draining them. And then they wonder why they feel sluggish, struggle with focus, or have constant cravings that derail their progress. The good news: you don't need to follow some complicated diet or cut out everything you love. You don't need to count calories obsessively or give up your favorite foods. The key to lasting change is making small, intentional shifts that are easy to maintain. And one of the simplest, most powerful changes you can make is to start fueling your body instead of just feeding your cravings. One of the biggest mistakes people make is not drinking enough water. It sounds too simple to matter, but it's actually one of the most powerful changes you can make. Your body is made up of 60% water, and every single function, your brain activity, digestion, metabolism, and even your energy levels depends on proper hydration. But most people wake up and go straight for caffeine, skipping water completely. Then, by mid-morning, they feel drained, foggy, and sluggish, so they reach for more caffeine or sugar, thinking they need another boost. The cycle repeats, and they never realize that their fatigue isn't from lack of sleep, it's from dehydration. Start your day with one full glass of water before anything else. Before coffee. Before breakfast. Before checking your phone. This one habit alone will improve your digestion, boost your metabolism, and even help reduce cravings throughout the day. When your body is properly hydrated, it runs more efficiently. Your hunger signals become clearer, your energy is more stable, and your focus improves. It's a simple, effortless change that has a massive impact. The next small shift: upgrade just one meal a day. Don't try to change everything at once, just pick one meal and make it better. If you normally grab something processed for breakfast, swap it for a protein-rich meal with healthy fats and fiber. This could be something as simple as eggs with avocado, Greek yogurt with fruit and nuts, or a smoothie with real ingredients. If lunch is your struggle, swap out fried, greasy, or carb-heavy foods for lean protein and vegetables. If dinner is where you tend to overeat, focus on portion control and whole foods instead of mindless snacking. By focusing on just one meal at a time, you make the process manageable, you don't feel deprived, and you don't have to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Small, consistent upgrades create momentum. Over time, these better choices start to become automatic. And when your body starts feeling the difference, more energy, fewer crashes, better digestion, you'll naturally want to continue making better choices. Another game changer: being mindful of sugar. Sugar is one of the biggest culprits behind energy crashes, brain fog, and stubborn weight gain. And the tricky part: it's hidden in almost everything. Processed foods, snacks, dressings, even foods labeled as healthy often have added sugars that spike your blood sugar and leave you craving more. Instead of focusing on cutting sugar completely, start by reading labels and making small swaps. Choose unsweetened versions of foods where possible. Swap sodas or sugary drinks for flavored sparkling water or herbal tea. If you need something sweet, go for natural sources like fruit instead of processed desserts. You don't need to eliminate sugar, but being mindful of it will help stabilize your energy and reduce cravings. One of the best ways to stay on track with your food choices is to plan ahead. Most bad eating decisions happen when you're hungry and unprepared. You're busy, you're tired, and fast food or snacks seem like the easiest option. But when you take just a few minutes to prepare, even if that just means having a few healthy snacks on hand, you take back control. Keep things like nuts, protein bars, fruit, or prep meals available so you always have a good option when hunger strikes. The most important thing to remember is this: it's not about perfection. It's about consistency. You don't have to eat perfectly every single day to see results. You just need to make better choices more often. One healthy meal is better than none. One less sugary snack makes a difference. One extra glass of water helps your body function better. Small changes add up. And the more you fuel your body properly, the more your body will crave what makes it feel good. When you stop eating just for cravings and start eating to fuel yourself, you'll notice a shift not just in your body, but in your energy, your mood, and your confidence. And once you feel that difference, you won't want to go back. Most people don't realize just how much their thoughts shape their reality. The way you think about yourself, your goals, and your abilities determines how you act, and those actions determine the results you get in life. But the problem is, most people let their thoughts control them instead of taking control of their thoughts. They wake up every morning and immediately start thinking about everything they have to do, everything that's stressing them out, and everything that could go wrong. They repeat the same negative patterns, and without even realizing it, they're setting themselves up for failure before the day even begins. Your brain is wired to keep you safe. It looks for problems, for dangers, for reasons to stay in your comfort zone. That's why if you don't actively direct your thoughts, they'll default to fear, doubt, and excuses. You'll wake up and immediately think, I don't feel like working out, I don't have enough time, or I'm too tired. These thoughts create hesitation. And the longer you hesitate, the harder it is to take action. The good news? You have the power to reprogram your mind. You don't have to be a prisoner to negative thinking. You don't have to wait to feel motivated. You can train yourself to think in a way that fuels action instead of fear. And the easiest way to do this is by using a simple habit. Start every morning by directing your thoughts with intention. The moment you wake up, your mind is in a highly programmable state. It's the perfect time to set the tone for your day. Instead of letting your first thoughts be about stress or negativity, take control. The simplest way to do this: start with gratitude and visualization. Gratitude is one of the most powerful mental habits you can build. It shifts your focus away from what's wrong and onto what's right. And when you train your brain to look for the good, you start seeing more of it. First thing in the morning, take just 30 seconds to think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be huge. It could be as simple as I'm grateful for my health, I'm grateful for my family, or I'm grateful for this new day. This habit alone wires your brain to start looking for the positive instead of the negative. The second step is visualization. Your brain doesn't know the difference between something you imagine vividly and something that's actually happening. That's why professional athletes, top performers, and successful entrepreneurs all use visualization. When you see yourself succeeding in your mind first, you train your brain to believe it's possible. Every morning, spend a minute visualizing yourself taking action and achieving your goals. If your goal is to get in shape, picture yourself working out, feeling strong, and loving the process. If your goal is to be more confident, visualize yourself walking into a room with energy, speaking clearly, and feeling powerful. The more you see it, the more your brain accepts it as reality, and the easier it becomes to take action. Another powerful habit: use a morning mantra. A mantra is just a phrase you repeat to yourself to reinforce a belief. If you start your day saying, I am strong, I am capable, and I take action, your brain will start looking for ways to prove that true. The words you say to yourself matter. Most people talk to themselves in a way they would never talk to a friend. They criticize themselves, doubt themselves, and replay failures. But when you change your internal dialogue, you change your life. The final piece: catch negative thoughts before they take over. Negative thoughts will still pop up, that's normal. The difference is, you don't have to believe them. The moment you catch yourself thinking, I can't do this, or I'll probably fail, stop. Interrupt the pattern. Count and replace it with a better thought. Instead of I can't, say I am capable. Instead of this is too hard, say I am getting stronger every day. This isn't just about positive thinking, it's about training your brain to work for you instead of against you. When you start your day with gratitude, visualization, and powerful thoughts, you set yourself up for success. You create momentum, you stop waiting for motivation, and start taking control. And when you do this consistently, you'll be amazed at how much your mindset and your life transforms. Your environment has a bigger impact on your life than you realize. The space you live in, the people you surround yourself with, the energy you expose yourself to every day, that all influences how you think, how you feel, and how much progress you make. Most people assume that motivation and willpower are enough to create change, but the truth is, your surroundings play a huge role in determining whether you succeed or stay stuck in the same patterns. If your environment is full of distractions, negativity, or clutter, it will be much harder to stay focused, energized, and on track with your goals. One of the most powerful things you can do to set yourself up for success is to optimize your environment to support your growth. Start by looking at the physical spaces where you spend most of your time. If your home or workspace is messy, unorganized, or filled with things that don't serve you, it creates mental clutter as well. Your brain is constantly processing what's around you. And when you're surrounded by disorder, it can drain your energy and make it harder to concentrate. A simple way to shift this: declutter one small area at a time. You don't have to overhaul your entire space overnight. Start with your desk, your kitchen counter, or even your bedside table. Clear away distractions, get rid of things that don't add value, and create an environment that feels clean, organized, and energizing. Next, take a look at the digital environment you expose yourself to. The content you consume on social media, the news you watch, and the conversations you engage in all shape your mindset. If you start your day by scrolling through negativity, drama, or comparison, it immediately puts you in a lower state of mind. Your focus gets pulled in different directions, your confidence takes a hit, and you absorb stress that isn't even yours. Instead, be intentional about what you let into your mind. Unfollow accounts that don't inspire or uplift you. Set limits on how much time you spend consuming news or social media. Start your morning with content that fuels your growth, whether it's a podcast, a book, or a motivational video. When you control your inputs, you control your mindset. Another critical part of your environment: the people you surround yourself with. The attitudes, habits, and beliefs of those around you are contagious. If you spend time with people who complain, make excuses, or discourage your goals, it will be much harder to stay positive and focused. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are driven, supportive, and growth-minded, their energy will lift you up. You don't have to cut people out of your life completely, but you do need to be mindful of who gets your time and energy. If someone is constantly draining you or holding you back, create boundaries. And if you don't have a strong support system yet, start seeking out people who align with your goals. Join a group, find a mentor, or connect with like-minded individuals who push you to be better. Finally, look at the habits and routines built into your environment. If you want to exercise more, make it easy. Keep your workout clothes where you can see them. If you want to eat healthier, Remove junk food from your space and stock up on good options. If you want to read more, leave a book next to your bed instead of your phone. Small changes in your environment can eliminate friction and make good habits effortless. The easier you make it to succeed, the more consistent you'll be. You don't have to rely on willpower alone. When you intentionally design your environment to support your growth, success becomes the default. And when your surroundings reflect the person you want to become, stepping into that version of yourself becomes natural. Most people overcomplicate change. They think success requires massive action, extreme discipline, or completely overhauling their life overnight. And because they believe that, they never start. They wait for the perfect time for motivation to strike or for circumstances to be just right. But that day never comes. The truth is, change doesn't happen in an instant. It happens in the small, daily decisions you make. And if you want to transform your body, your habits, or your life in 1 month, you don't need to take huge leaps. You just need to commit to showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. Momentum is everything. The hardest part of any goal isn't the work itself, it's getting started. It's breaking through that initial resistance and proving to yourself that you can do it. That's why most people fail. They hesitate, they overthink, and they let their feelings dictate their actions. They wake up and say, I don't feel like working out today. I don't feel like eating healthy today. Or I don't feel like putting in the effort. And once they skip one day, it gets easier to skip the next. Before they know it, they're back where they started, frustrated and convinced that change is impossible. But here's what you need to understand. You're never going to feel like motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. If you wait to feel like it before taking action, you'll stay stuck forever. The only way to create real change is to act first, then the motivation follows. The moment you stop waiting for the right mood and start building habits that make action automatic, everything shifts. One of the simplest ways to build consistency is the 5-second rule. The second you think about doing something, whether it's getting out of bed, going to the gym, or making a healthy choice, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and move. No debating. No excuses. Just take the first step. This interrupts hesitation and pushes you into action before your brain can talk you out of it. And once you take that first step, momentum kicks in. Another powerful way to stay consistent: lower the barrier to entry. Most people set goals that are too big and overwhelming, and when they can't sustain them, they quit. Instead of setting unrealistic expectations, make it easy to win. Want to start exercising? Commit to just 5 minutes a day. That's it. If you do more, great. But the goal is to remove all excuses. You can't say you don't have time for 5 minutes. You can't say you're too tired for 5 minutes. And once you start, you'll likely do more anyway. The same applies to any habit. Want to eat healthier? Start by improving just 1 meal a day. Want to drink more water? Commit to 1 extra glass. Want to read more? Read 1 page. The key is to create small, winnable actions that build confidence and momentum. When you prove to yourself that you can show up consistently, you start to believe in yourself. And that belief is what leads to bigger, lasting changes. Another crucial part of staying consistent: stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you allow excuses to creep in, you lose. How many times have you told yourself, I'll just skip today and start fresh tomorrow? But then tomorrow turns into the next day, and the next. And before you know it, you've lost all progress. The way you break this cycle is by committing to your goals like they are non-negotiable. You don't ask yourself if you feel like it. You don't wait for the perfect conditions. You just do it. And the best way to make sure you stay on track: track your progress. Seeing visual proof of your consistency keeps you accountable and motivated. Use a calendar and put an X on each day you show up. Create a streak you don't want to break. Even if you're just doing small actions each day, the act of tracking keeps you engaged and committed. The bottom line: success isn't about making perfect choices every day. It's about making better choices more often. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about starting small, staying consistent, and building momentum. The moment you stop waiting for motivation and start taking action, everything changes. And 1 month from now, you'll look back and realize that all those tiny decisions added up to something huge.